Mary!
Yay!
So, Mary.
So, my mother is a religious woman. I told my mother that I was a liar, and she told me I was telling the truth. I told my mother that I was a murderer, and she told me it's going to be okay because the Lord forgives, just like he forgave the Apostle Paul on the road to Damascus. I told my mother I was gay, and she fainted. Before I could tell her I was joking, I told my mother I was dating a black guy, and she cried tears of joy because I wasn't gay. I told my mother I was dating a white guy, and she told me to repent because my lying lips are an abomination to the Lord. Growing up in a religious home was tough. I had to wear long skirts down to my ankles and cover my head and attend these 3.5-hour Bible studies in my preacher's living room, where I learned that the Bible actually says that women shouldn't wear pants or cut their hair or pierce their ears or get an education, because an education is a waste of time, right? What do you need an education for? The only thing you need to learn is how to cook, and better than your husband's mother. You don't need no education. Your husband is going to tell you everything you need to know. So when I finally did move out and go to college, let's just say that my parents were a little concerned for my prospects. How are you going to find a husband at college? College boys, all they want to do is party and fornicate and watch pornography. How are you going to go study in an institution that teaches evolution? Those guys are going to try and tell you that I'm a monkey. Do I look like a monkey to you? So, unfortunately, my parents were right. College did corrupt my soul. And every time I went home, my mother would try and reason with me. Mary Jewel, you should not be looking for boys at bars. You should be looking for men at church. She even signed me up for a Christian mingle. And I actually thought it was going pretty well. And it was even changing my opinion about Christian guys until she saw all the lovely, wholesome photos that they were sending me. So, but eventually my parents chilled out. I think that they realized that as soon as I turned 30, my chances of finding a wholesome Christian man were pretty much zero. So if they had any expectation of getting grandchildren at all, they just had to be happy with any man that would take me. My fiance is actually even a Hindu. And when my dad met him, he was like, "Are you sure you want her?" God bless you. The Indians are a good people. Praise Jesus. And as much as I was annoyed at first that my parents were so desperate for me to get married, I can kind of see where they're coming from now. Dating these days is really tough. You know, so many people have so many expectations online. That's why I just joined the Army. Ladies, are you having trouble finding love because of the unreasonable expectations of men online? Forget Tinder, forget Bumble, forget Plenty of Fish. Let me introduce you to a real matchmaker, Uncle Sam. Finding love when you're dressed in camo is easy because the Army has lower standards for women. You only got one boob? No problem. Just tell them you lost it in combat. You're a war hero. You're a dumb blonde who can barely pass her ASVAB? Not an issue. Just flash your sexy combat arms. And your brawn makes up for your brains. The Army hasn't cared what women think since someone invented the mute button on the deployment laptop. Oh, so and you want to know the best thing about the Army? Men aren't afraid to propose. In fact, if you're not married within a month of moving on post, you're probably getting a divorce. Thanks, guys. I'm Mary.
Yay!